Are they conscious and breathing? What exactly is the nature of their problem? Is anyone with them? What first aid measures have been taken? And do they have food and water? These questions allow rangers to determine the urgency of the call. Often, several emergencies are underway at the same time, and rangers must evaluate each one. There is no guarantee that rangers will be able to rescue everyone in need. Safety is your responsibility. To hike respectfully, leave as little trace of your presence as you can, starting with the trail itself. You might be tempted to shortcut across a switchback or detour around fallen rocks, but it's important to stay on the trail as much as you can. Shortcutting causes rock falls that are dangerous to hikers below. Walking two abreast widens the trail, destroys vegetation, and damages the fragile soil. If you walk single file, it's easier for others to stay on the trail. And don't forget that uphill hikers have the right-of-way. You'll understand why when you hike out.
Like to stay the inside of the trail, please?
Oh, yes, sir. Hope you're okay?
Yeah.
When you meet mules or horses, stop and follow the wrangler's instructions. In general, off or on trail, leave the canyon just as you find it. Don't collect fossils, rocks, or artifacts, and don't pick plants. Draw or take pictures instead. When you encounter animals on the trail, remember that it's illegal to feed them. Feeding wildlife causes them to become aggressive and sickly, and often leads to their death. If your permit is for a designated site, you must use that site. If your permit is for at-large camping, camp where others have camped before. Look for previously used campsites in sandy areas or on slick rock benches. These sites have compacted soil and little vegetation. Dry washes may look like good campsites, but become rivers in flash floods, so don't camp there.
Yep, I think we might have our campsite.
At least it's flat. Mike, wait a second. Look at this.
Oh, wow. Can we pick these up?
Yeah, we just got to make sure we put them back down in the same spot.
Don't camp in archaeological sites.
We got to be careful where we're stepping. Obviously, we won't be able to camp here.
Pottery sherds or evidence that someone has lived at this spot indicates archaeological value.
Take a minute, and I'd like to sketch it too.
That's great.
Camp at least 100 feet from water sources. Camping closer to water disturbs wildlife and can pollute the water. Don't remove vegetation, trench around your tent, or build a rock shelter. Leave the area undisturbed.
How's it going?
Good. You getting hungry yet?
Yes, I am.
Something other than trail mix?
Put food where critters can't get it. Campfires are not allowed in the canyon, so if you cook, use a stove. The simple rule for waste in the Grand Canyon is to carry it out. The one exception is your feces. Where toilets are available, use them, and never put plastic or garbage in them. Where there are no toilets, bury your feces in a cat hole. Find a sunny, out-of-the-way place. Be sure your cat hole is at least 70 large paces from water, dry washes, the trail, or a campsite. Use a small trowel to dig a shallow hole in mineral soil 4 to 6 inches deep and about 4 to 6 inches wide. After you've used the hole, cover it with the soil you dug out and disguise it with natural materials. Put used toilet paper or tampons in a sealable plastic bag and carry them out. Don't bury or burn them. Burning toilet paper has caused many wildfires.
A small spark went over into a bunch of dry grass, and it immediately went on fire, and I tried to put it out, but it spread so quickly. Within seconds, it was a 10-foot wall of flames. I managed to get out okay, but I was really frightened that there were other people in the area or that the fire might spread. And when I went back to the fire site later, I found that there are all these beautiful trees there, 500, 300-year-old acacia and pinyon and juniper that were gone. And the only thing I would have needed to do is not burn my toilet paper.
Wastewater from cooking and washing will foul streams and camping areas, so never wash in streams or pools. Minimize use of soaps. Scatter any wastewater at least 70 paces from water sources and campsites, and remove all traces of trash and litter. Leave the ground free of any trace of food, and collect any scraps that fall inadvertently. Start your hike bright and early to take advantage of the cool of the day.
Wow, look at the light. Can be a good day.
Gorgeous morning.
On your way up, you'll work harder than on your way down, sweat more, and take longer. On a return hike in hot weather, it's even more important to stay in the shade and to avoid the midday heat. Pace yourself and save energy for that last uphill climb.
How's it going, gentlemen?
Steep climbing in the heat drains body fluids and salts, especially for children. So watch for the symptoms of heat-related illness and treat them right away. Consult your Grand Canyon hiking brochure for details. If you feel dizzy, weak, disoriented, or nauseated, or if you have a headache or clammy skin, you may have already lost too much salt and water. Cool down, drink, and eat.
Okay, I want you to try to eat some. All right, why don't you take the bag? Got it? Okay, chew it up real good before you speak.
Another good reason to stay together is to be sure everyone has access to water and food.
Back of the neck, too.
Doesn't
Very
that feel
important.
good?
Rub that in the back of your neck.
No matter what the time of year or day, the bottom of the canyon is at least 20 degrees Fahrenheit or 11 degrees Celsius warmer than the rim.
Rub this in. Doesn't that feel good?
Climatic conditions change rapidly in the canyon, especially in spring and fall. It can turn cold or snow. Take cold as seriously as you take the heat. If you're chilled, stop, warm up, and get plenty of food and water.
Wow, look it.
I think we can make it.
I think we can. Yes.
All right. Chow time.
You're more likely to have a grand hike if you're prepared. That means knowing that your enjoyment depends on your safety and that you might not be rescued if you get into trouble. It also means you've carefully planned, accounting for the time and energy it takes to climb out of the canyon. Be ready for the rigors of steep terrain, heat and cold, by being in good condition with enough water and food as well as the right gear. To stay energized, avoid the heat. Hike within your abilities. Eat, drink, and rest often, and stay together. Respect your canyon. Stay on the trail. Leave it just as you found it. Carry out what you've brought in, and properly dispose of what you leave. The beauty and power of Grand Canyon touches the heart and soul of almost everyone that finds their way to the rim. Looking out across one of nature's very finest creations, it's easy to see why the Grand Canyon has become something of a shrine to so many people over the course of so many years. Deep-seated feelings of reverence inevitably foster feelings of stewardship, and most people who come to the park want to become part of our ongoing efforts at preservation. Caring for the canyon, as well as caring for yourself while out in the canyon, requires a thoughtful, humble approach, but these are feelings the Grand Canyon inspires quite naturally. By allowing such feelings to guide your actions and by adhering to the guidelines that we've set forth here, we can all take what we need from the experience while leaving the remarkable, vulnerable world of the inner canyon undamaged by our passage.